Good afternoon, everyone. Thanks for joining me in this video. Thursday, June 3 is today, 2025. If you have been following me for a while, you would understand that everything I report on this channel is mostly based on insecurity challenges from across the country, their sources, and why this insecurity, reason, I call it a reason because there is a purpose for it, will not make Nigeria to work. However, most of the cases of insecurity, even though I have the report, I might not be able to report it because of time factor and, everything. Yesterday, I got a report that the Nigerian Air Force bombed vigilante group who were chasing terrorists who came to terrorize their villages. So when I got the report, I needed to, either get in contact with the vigilante groups who will, explain more better what really transpired, or let me see if there is a new news report that reported it. Maybe I could get what I am actually looking for in the article. And it happened that they spoke and they explained what transpired. Now, I want to put it to everyone that this is not the first time, the second time, the third time, the fourth time, the fifth time where the Nigerian Air Force will bomb the vigilante group. Now, when we come to look at this, people would say, is it intentional that all these Nigerian Air Force are bombing vigilante group? Is it a mistake? So people are trying to weigh the options because this thing is repeating consistently. They have never charged these people who are bombing this to court, or they said they arrested them or they demoted them, something like that. This thing keep on going on. Now, I am putting it to the Nigerian Air Force that the first time, the second time might be a mistake, but the continuous killing of vigilante group who are fighting, all these terrorists is not a mistake. It could be intentional. Because if something happened the first time, the second time, you must look for a way to avert it for the third time. Now, the question goes like this. This set of bandits or terrorists that are terrorizing all this Zamfara, Yobe, how many times have Nigerian Air Force carried out strikes against them? It's a question. Yes, I am aware that Nigerian Air Force have carried out strike against Boko Haram, ISWAP. They do that. I don't know the casualties. I don't know whether they are shooting them direct, but I know that they carry out strike. Okay. Now, these terrorists they call bandits, or some people may term them that these terrorists are Fulanis. The Nigerian Air Force has never struck them. Go and check the records. I don't have the record. Maybe they have done that. I don't know, but I don't have the record. But this incessant striking the vigilante group who are fighting these bandits is called, for contention. People really need to weigh this. Are they intentionally doing this? Or they are just doing, mistake for the seventh time? Mistake? No, I disagree. I totally disagree with it. Now, I want us to, check out this article for us to understand the details of what transpired. It reads that we were on trail of terrorists when Nigerian Air Force jet bombed us. Zamfara vigilante react to both military operation. Now, this is what it reads. Members of the local vigilantes in Zamfara have narrated how the Nigerian Air Force jets bombed them while they were chasing terrorists that attacked Garin Mani, a village in the Maru local government area. The vigilantes asserted that some of their members were among those killed in the Nigerian Air Force strikes during the attack on Saturday. While the Nigerian Air Force confirmed that 2 local vigilantes lost their lives when troops from Operation Fasan Yaman thwarted the attack, the vigilantes maintained their stance, saying the numbers were more than that. It was gathered that the air assets were deployed to Garin Mani, a village in Muru local government area, on Saturday following an attack carried out by the bandits. The attack, according to locals, left several residents dead and over 50 others abducted, mostly farmers working on their fields. Eyewitness said the assailants arrived on motorcycle around noon, opening fire indiscriminately and causing widespread panic. A vigilante who spoke to BBC Hausa said his colleagues were mobilized and gave chase to the fleeing terrorists. Now, this is where this issue started. These people came to attack the bandits, the terrorists. The vigilante now mobilized and gave them a chase. Then what happened next? He said, we were pursuing the bandits when we saw the fighter jet approaching. He flew very low and started bombing us. Some of us survived by pretending we had been hit when the jets left. We got up and fled to safety. This is the height of it all. Now, I really want to understand something. If actually this jet flew low to observe who are actually these people, they ought to know who are hunters or not. This is very controversial issue, one of the most controversial issue. For the jet to, flew low to first observe who are they before bombing them. And not just bombing them. These people confess that they just pretend, that they died already so that the jet could go. In other words, this jet was flying around, not once, not twice, bombing them. All right, let's go ahead with the article. It says, a resident speaking anonymously claimed that the military misfired and expressed disappointment over the military lack of communication. And this is what he said. We understand it was an unfortunate mistake, but the military should acknowledge what happened and reach out to the victim families, he said. He also called on the government to send additional troops to the area as the bandits had threatened to return. Sources revealed that because of the challenging terrain where the bandits carried out the attack, the ground troops alerted their counterparts in the Air Force to address the threat. Confirming the operation, the spokesman of the Nigerian Air Force, Ehimen Ejodema, told journalists in Abuja that the force destroyed more than 21 motorcycles that were used by the bandits for the attack during the air interdiction. However, this is not what we want to hear. We don't want to hear that motorcycles were destroyed. What sort of thing is that? Where are the people who are really riding the motorcycle? Vigilante group, you kill them, then you are telling us you destroy the motorcycles of the terrorists? What about the terrorists? What about their sponsors? Now, the operation carried out in the general area of the South Mai Garma in Maru local government area was aimed at halting a planned large-scale attack on vulnerable communities by the bandits. And as I said before, when you hear bandits, we are talking about terrorists. Intelligence received indicated that a significant number of terrorists were massing and preparing to strike on expecting settlements, Ejodame, an Air Force commando, explained. According to him, further intelligence confirmed that the bandits had killed some farmers and abducted a number of victims, including women and children. Now, let me stop the article here. The article continues, however. So, what we are saying here is that the mistake of the Nigerian Air Force, why is it that they are not making mistake to bomb terrorists? Like, bomb these bandits, bomb them. Why are you not making mistake? Let us call it mistake because that is your duty, what you ought to do. But let us just call it a mistake. Why are you not making mistake to bomb these people? It is too much. That is why I'm saying this. That is my own stand. It is too much. Not the first time, not the second time, not the third time, not the fourth time, not the fifth time. No. It ought not to be like this. And we sense that something is wrong somewhere. Anyway, let me know what you think about this video. I am Okochapi myself, talking reality at officials. See you on my next video.